As some of you probably know, when I was about 15, I was a communist. And I was the most communisty communist in communist land. Like, I read biographies of people like Che Guevara and Lenin and Mao, and I found ways to justify their atrocities. That's how much of a communist I was. I read Das Kapital cover to cover, did not understand a word of it, and assumed that that was because I just wasn't smart enough rather than because it just doesn't make sense. And I believed pretty much every alternative left talking point. Like, I believed in a world peace and class consciousness. And I believed in egalitarianism. Property is theft. The means of production should belong to the people. Yeah, I was a fucking commie. But the one thing that I could never bring myself to accept, even at that stage, and that always really annoyed me about my so-called comrades, was gun control. Even when I was the most as red as you could get, economics is a zero-sum game, communist, I never believed in gun control. And I have a theory for why this is. I'm from Mississippi. I'm a bass-backwards redneck. I was raised around guns. I know how they work, what they do, how to use them safely. So I understood guns. I understood the gun culture. And things like socio-political issues and economics, these things are complicated. Guns are simple. Guns are one of those things that are so simple that I can only assume people who support gun control simply don't understand. And that if you knew jack squat about guns, there's no possible way you could support gun control, because it's just incredibly illogical. Now, I have some examples to support this theory. The people who oppose the right to bear arms, 2-1, do not know a goddamn thing about guns. You see this on the news when people talk about how we need to ban assault rifles and military weapons without ever defining what any of those things are. Like, A semi-automatic rifle is not an assault rifle. And as a matter of fact, a Springfield 30-06 deer rifle is a military weapon. But these are simple things, but these people just don't understand. And they flaunt their ignorance. They carry around this ignorance as if it was something to be proud of. And these people are making laws. Here's an example. New York legislature, Carolyn McCarthy, a few years ago, in a very famous fuck-up, pushed through a law to ban weapons with barrel shrouds. And someone on the news said to her, "Mrs. McCarthy, the word barrel shroud is in your law. Do you even know what it is? Do you even know what this thing you want to ban is?" And her response was, "No, I have no idea what a barrel shroud is. But I think it's a shoulder thing that goes up. A shoulder thing that goes up." A shoulder thing that goes up. Okay, a barrel shroud is a metal or plastic sleeve on a firearm that protects your hands from hot parts of the weapon. Like the plastic rails on an M16 or an AR-15 could be considered a barrel shroud. And how in the hell do you confuse that with a shoulder thing that goes up? And this woman, is typical of politicians who are against guns. They want to ban things of which they haven't the slightest understanding. They are passing laws against things when they don't even know what these things are. These are the people writing your laws, enforcing them, controlling your life. And not only are they ignorant, but they flaunt their ignorance, act as if it's a badge of honor, and have no desire to educate themselves. Perhaps because they knew if they did, they'd realize how wrong they are. And these are your politicians. These are your lawmakers. These are the people controlling you. You do not live in a free country, America. You just don't. Fucking shoulder thing that goes up.